Hello and welcome to DFS Coach Talk. Today is Thursday, November the 3rd, 2022. I am Joe Sarvati, affectionately known as Coach, and the bearded one here is Mr. Josh Crash Davis. Crash, how are you on this weekend eve? Because I consider Friday as part of the weekend.
Well, speaking of beards, I guess we should address that news. We got the news today about James Harden. He's going to be out a month. That's pretty devastating for Philly.
That's rough.
They're already off to a rough start, and then that happens. That's tough.
It's a bummer. And the sad thing is, the level that he was playing at, and tough one. And it's tough for us in DFS too, because he was getting it done. So we're going to have to look elsewhere for a while and see where it goes from there. But definitely surprising news. I didn't even realize he got hurt, to be honest with you. I missed that.
Yeah.
So that's a rough one.
But outside of that, doing well. Bucks got a big win last night. They made the adjustments that, I kind of thought maybe they would. But at the same time, like I said, it seemed like they were matching up pretty well with Milwaukee. But I think they kind of poked the bear a little bit, and Milwaukee came to play last night. So
yeah, I really felt that they would smack them, and they did. Was it? They beat them like by 25 or something. I knew they were going to hit.
It was
they're going to smack them around.
Yeah, 25, 116 to 91.
Yeah.
And Giannis got 70 in 3 quarters. I mean, he's just insane.
The guy is unbelievable. The level that he's playing at. I mean, I think he's playing as good as he ever has in his career, to be honest with you.
Yeah, he
is. And that says a lot, considering,
Right. And then last night we had the crazy Matt Ryan, overtime game. That was just nuts.
What the heck? Yeah, it was off.
I had a 16 parlay, and I had everything right except for I had the Pelicans money line. So at that 3, I was like, oh my God. Yeah.
That hurts.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. But tonight, just a 2-gamer. So that's really a weird one to have that little of games. Doesn't happen very often. And then next Tuesday with Election Day, there's no games, but there will not be any slates this small for quite a while, like a couple of weeks, other than that day that everybody's off. So makes it interesting. But, as much as it's only 4 teams and 2 games, it's pretty confusing today. There's a lot of different possibilities and directions that you can go. There's no doubt.
I agree.
Yeah. The big thing will be how chalky is the Joker going to be, and how much, how many people are going to build a lineup around him or not. And is that, based on the ownership so far, he's not completely dead chalk on everywhere, but he's still the number 1 guy, unexpectedly so. Yeah. So it'll be interesting. We're going to go over these games. We'll go through and we'll look at our pay-ups, values, and fades as always. We're going to give away a ticket, your choice, Draftkings or Fanduel, and we'll get that over to you here at the end of the podcast. Also, we're going to go ahead and build a 2 brains are better than 1 GPP build on Fanduel, because we want to make sure that our man Earl Tyson is in position on Fanduel. So we don't want to get punched out. No doubt about it. Appreciate the super chat here. Mr. Styles is stepping up to the plate again. Really appreciate that. Thank you very much. And it's goes to a great charity. So here's the thing. I didn't write the name of the charity down, so I sure hope that somebody in chat here remembers. Yesterday, Deb and I went through it, and we chose the charity for November, and I know it's Feeding Children, so I got to get the name of that. I hope somebody in here remembers. And then the December charity is going to be has to do with dogs, pets. It was an awesome charity. No Kids Hungry. I knew it. Okay, I'm writing this down today because I'm the world's worst when it comes to that. So anything that goes into the bucket, super chat wise, for the rest of the entire month, and it's only the 3rd, so we got quite a while, is going to go in the name of DFS Coach Talk. And Was it Mr. Styles? Was it you that brought up No Kids Hungry? I think it was, because we're going to put your name on that donation as well. How about the December donation? Because it was awesome one for as also. I cannot remember what it was called. And I want to definitely get to that. So if anybody remembers or somebody jumps in here, I mean, we have until December 1st. Somebody will remember that. It was awesome, though. It was about dogs, dog shelter for dogs, finding homes for dogs, something like that. So anyway, we're all about that here at Coach Talk. I want to say hello to all of the people in chat already, because I appreciate having a nice group in here for a 2-gamer. That means a lot to us. Nathan Feudy is the grand champion Jeopardy defending champ. He was in there earliest. Rodney Pollard shortly after. Rodney, how are you? Jay Blazing, great to see you in with us. Niall Simmons, Stacks Money, double sevens. David Dulac, of course, our man David. Aaron Sampson, still trying to find the P in Sampson, but we're not going to find it today. Our very good friend Bev, great to have you with us. CMO 614, you are the man. JT, Justin Timberlake in the house. Mike Tyson, looking for some Fanduel action. The king of all trades, the boy from Cali, not to be mistaken with the boy from Oregon, Washington, or Nevada. He is the boy from Cali.
Right.
And we also have, let's see, I saw a few other people sneak in here on the buzzer. Twin Ball 7, somewhat of a new person, isn't it? I think we've had Twin Ball.
I think so. Yeah.
A few times, but welcome to the family. And of course, Hootie and the Blowfish are in the house. It's Darius Rucker. Jumping Jim Parrish. What's going on, man? Crash top 5 today for one lineup. What does that mean exactly? What do you think, Crash?
Maybe our top 5 plays.
Explain, but Jim. We want to give you what you want, Mr. Robert Parrish, ex-Celtics Hall of Famer. Charlie Leonard. That has to be somebody new, because I love the name Charlie. I think it's one of my favorites. Got an old grandpa that was named Charlie. And if you're new, we'd love to have you. Hope you're with us every day. Welcome to the family here. We are a tight-knit group for sure. Top plays, please. All right. Yes, we'll give you pay-ups. We'll give you some fades. And then we're also going to build that 2 brains are better than one FanDuel GPP. And if you're new, for some of the folks that are jumping in here new, if we've got people that aren't real familiar what we normally do on these pods, since we only have a 2-gamer today, we can mess with that a little bit here and talk about it. So we're going to give out, we're going to go over every game. We're going to talk about the ownership, the most current ownership, because yesterday I didn't update it, and man, we had some things shift as we got closer to lock. So we're going to go over that. We'll go over our pay-ups, our values, and our fades, which really, I'll tell you, that fades piece is huge, because you can get off chalk that really, does a terrible job. Then that really is the difference maker a lot of times. It's almost more important to fade really garbage chalk than it is to get an optimal guy. You can get away, like we did the other day. We didn't have the top guy SGA, but we had like 7 of the next 8 or whatever it was. So we'll go over that. Also, if you're a member, which we really would love to have you all join us, dfscoachtalk.com. We're going to have all new pricing that comes out this weekend. So if you just want to try us through the weekend, you still can sign up online at dfscoachtalk.com. 3-day pass for $10, 5 days for $19. If you want to check that out. Then when all of our new pricing loads up, Brett's working on that in the background. That'll get up there this weekend. We've lowered the prices for our memberships, because what we're going to do is we are going to go behind the paywall with our podcast starting next Wednesday. We're going to still have 2 in front of the paywall, the Thursday Showdown NFL podcast with Steven and Crash. And then Fridays, Deb and I are going to put the NBA one out there to the general public. But other than that, all of our other podcasts are going to be linked in our Discord for members only. And, for those that weren't on yesterday, the reason we're doing that is, we devote a tremendous amount of time, money, efforts, everything into putting winning lineups together. And we love all you guys, but we want to really build the foundation of Coach Talk, and we want to pour that into our members and really build a community that is up there. We believe we found a spot. It's a really good niche in this industry where we're utilizing all the tools possible, optimizers, everything feasible that you can pour into putting lineups together, ownership, etc. And then what we're doing is we're taking that, we're evaluating it, we're putting what we're watching to play, and we're hand building some lineups. For those that play 150 lineups, more power to you. Great way to win at this. But for those of us, which is the majority, like 95%, you're going to play one lineup, two lineups, five lineups, even 10 or 20. But in doing that, you really have to make some manipulation to what you're seeing out that's kicking out those optimal lineups and everything else that goes on. So we're going to help you do that. And then members, on top of getting all of the ownership, like we posted all of the ownership projections for the NFL, the NBA, and of course the World Series today, that all comes with your membership. And you also get all of the sports that we do. So once you're part of the family, you're in there, you get it all. And that's what we're really trying to build on for everybody out there. So we'd love to have you. And we certainly want to keep large numbers like this on our listening in and really building some winning lineups from our podcast. So that gives you a nutshell of what's going to be happening. We have a really busy schedule the rest of this weekend. I will be traveling a little bit tomorrow. So Crash and Deb are going to have the big Friday night slate, and it is a monster slate. And I'll be checking that out when I'm on the move tomorrow. I'll be with you, though, this weekend. And, of course, Crash and Steven will break down the entire NFL for you. So that is everything on all the news. Before we get started, I have to say hello to my favorite person, Katie. How are you, Katie? And we are going to get going with this 2-game slate. Welcome, RJ. Great to have you in with us. And wow, David's coming up saying it's a Klay Thompson night. That's the first piece of big sharing. David's feeling the Klay. Did you happen to see the whole stuff with Barkley and Klay got ticked, Curry got ticked? You see all that, Crash?
Yeah, I sure did. I saw it. Yeah.
It was rough because, I don't really think Charles meant it to be, totally derogatory. He's just,
right.
Klay's game's not what it used to be, but Klay took it very personally, and Steph just was trying to back him. So, yeah, I get that, David. I think Klay is going to be very pissed and a little fired up for it. So we will see, man. It's if there's a narrative there, he definitely has a flame lit under his tail. But the thing that, really, even as much as Klay, because I think he's playing as hard as he can. I just physically don't think he's there yet. He had 2 career-ending injuries. But what I like about Klay today, Crash, the rest of his teammates are going to rally around those comments. Steph's going to try harder to get him the ball, Draymond and company, and they're going to really try to push him to have a good game. So if you missed any of that, trust me, it was he was pissed. So I think it's a good discussion point today for sure. And again, the big news will be: are we going to all jump with the Joker and just eat the chalk and just bite off the big salary and be done with it? So that's what we'll talk about for sure. We'll get after everything here as we go. All right. How about we talk about ownership first, Crash? Because it's only 2 games, 4 teams, and that's going to be something we're going to be referring to all the way through. So I want to get your reaction to some of this ownership. Now, obviously, the first one out there, I don't know. Can you have an $11,400 free square? It's the Joker, 43.1 on DraftKings right now.
Yeah, it's crazy. 1 second.
Is that what are you? Is it he's 42.9. He's clicked down 2/10. So there you go. Not as bad.
Yeah, he's low owned.
Yeah.
No, I am. I'm building my lineup around him on DraftKings. On Fanduel, it's a little bit different. I have multiple stars that I can get to, but I think I actually have him on all 3 of my lineups right now.
Yeah, the Joker's almost 50% owned on FanDuel at 11.5. He's 51% on Yahoo at 56, which is a lot.
Right.
But I mean, all the projections and the way I go through this, you know me, I love to be able to fade super chalk and super expensive. I don't think I can do it. And I don't even like the Joker. I don't think you can do it though. I mean, if you're really a smart DFS player and you're playing cash or single entry, I mean, that's my cup of tea. You just got to eat the chalk, evildoer, whatever. Go ahead, boy from Cali. It is what it is.
Yeah.
I just can't get away from him anywhere.
I mean, if you faded him, you would have, like maybe a Banchero and a Steph Curry or something like that. But I don't know. I think Golden State's good enough defensively that I'm not seeing a very high ceiling game from Banchero. I think he'll have a decent game.
Yeah.
But I don't think this is a game where he's going to put up 60. I just don't see it.
Well, he let me down in the last game, so I wasn't extremely excited about the fact that what he put out there. And like you said, Golden State generally plays pretty good defense, although statistically right now that's not the case.
Right.
They're 22nd in the league defensively, Crash. That's
a
bit surprising.
For me, I kind of lean more towards the second game, I think. I have a feeling that Golden State's going to put it together soon. And I think it could possibly be tonight, maybe not. But, I mean, Orlando does have some young, talented players. And, they got a decent lineup. But at some point, I just feel like, maybe when Clay gets more minutes, and they're used to playing with him more, it's all going to come together. Maybe it's not quite yet, but I could see this game kind of getting away from Orlando. So,
I mean, it's a 9-point favoritism for Golden State, even though the game's at Orlando. Orlando stinks, so let's face it. They're a baby team with a newer coach. They're 1-7. So it's, I mean, if Golden State doesn't go in there and win this game, that would be shocking. Not that there hasn't been tons of shocking stuff in the NBA, but I mean, to me, the question is, like you said, does it stay? I mean, if it stays what Vegas is saying, 9, then you don't have to sweat it. But, does this game stay that close is the big question. But
I'm not so sure.
I know. All right, let's get back to ownership real quick and I'll go through this a little bit. And after a few of these, I'll ask your reaction, any surprise, stuff here. Steph Curry, second highest owned projected on DraftKings right now. He's $9,900, 38%. Paulo Banchero, 8,200, 36%. Then you have Jamal Murray. That's the one that surprised me. I know he's only $5,600, 36%.
Yeah.
Do you trust that number?
I do have Jamal Murray in my lineups, but a lot of people I think are just relying on him to have closer to a ceiling game, and that definitely hasn't happened so far this year. So I think he could potentially be a decent fade if you wanted to go that route. But for me, it's more about I just have a lot more into the Denver Oklahoma City game than I do Golden State and Orlando. So that's kind of why I'm leaning more towards Murray. I think Klay Thompson's still a decent price, like 5,500, 5,200 on FanDuel. those are pretty cheap. And he's got over 30 minutes in the last 2 starts, so
Yeah.
his minutes are coming back up, and he could go off at any time. So it's worth it to me to take that 5,200 and put it towards him versus KCP or somebody like that. I think Clay has a lot higher ceiling. So
yeah, and I think the reason Murray right now is the fourth highest projected owned player is because everybody's desperate for value. I mean, there's not a lot of value on this slate, in my opinion. And if you want to get to the Joker, which most people are, you've got to find some value. For me, the next guy on the list is my value, and it's the guy you just mentioned, Klay Thompson. As bad as he's playing, people are onto the narrative, and I think it's real. $5,500 DraftKings, like you said, only 52 on Fanduel, and he's 35% owned though. So it is Klay Thompson chalk, and that's hard to say right now the way he's played. But if you saw the emotion and how ticked off he was, and Steph's reaction as well, I just think he comes out firing today. He's going to get the minutes. Hopefully it stays close enough, like Vegas has that number. That I think he's my favorite. In fact, he is my favorite value play on the slate. As far as our pay up, value, and fade, he's my value, Crash. No hot take there.
Right. Yeah.
This is the one I want to know your take on, though, because this is the guy that is either made lineups for us or we didn't play him and he's crushed us. It's SGA. He's 9,700. And if you're going to play the Joker and SGA, you really got to find some value. But he's been so damn good. And it's, he's the sixth highest owned guy right now at 34%. So what are you doing, SGA?
Yeah, that is what I was going to say when you started talking about the ownership. I would definitely play SGA over Steph Curry today. I think that's a better play. I just do. I mean, the chances of I don't know the odds, what they would look like, but I would think the odds of SGA outscoring Curry are pretty great just because of the usage, the blowout potential. I mean, there's a number of factors. I think Oklahoma City's pace is really fast, if I remember right. I'm pretty sure anyway.
They're actually you're right. They are the fast. They're pretty fast. So I'll throw those out there shortly, but they are sixth in pace in basketball. So
yeah, I just think that the way that SGA gets all his stats and everything is more consistent and reliable than how it would come from Steph. Not that Steph's not capable by any means, but Steph's going to have to make a bunch of threes to score 60, whereas SGA's getting steals, blocks, rebounds, assists. He's doing it all. So,
and let's face it, the only way to get to Curry and SGA is if you fade the Joker. I mean, there's just no way around it. So that's the big decision, I guess, that people have to make, Curry or SGA. And right now it's close. I mean, 38% for Curry and 34% for SGA on DraftKings. On FanDuel, SGA's higher at 44%. Curry a little bit lower, 44%, almost dead tie there.
Yeah.
Curry on Yahoo's second highest owned at $43. SGA is actually $3 more at $46 and is the fourth highest owned. 46% for Curry, 42% for Shea. So really, I guess that's going to be the $1 million decision that people have to make. Because more than likely people are going to roll with the Joker, and then it's going to be that big decision between those two guys that's very important. So that's going to be close. Thank you, Jay, for posting that, and Harry Styles, Yami Styles. Ross is out for the Magic. I had a feeling he'd be out. That is really like taking the knife and going, because if you remember 2 nights ago, we had pretty much optimal with just one glaring problem. Terrence Ross with 1.5 fantasy points because he got hurt. So at least we know he didn't wimp out and step out like a baby. He really is hurt. So it is what it is. But that does definitely move up Suggs on the chart without question.
Right.
And of course, we have
yep.
our darling Bull, who's been awesome for us
For sure.
tonight too.
Yeah. Yeah, I like Bull and Suggs now with the injury news, and then Wendell Carter Jr. I think is still a solid play with what they've people have been doing up against Golden State with their bigs. So I think the Carter.
He was in our near optimal 2 nights ago as well.
Mm-hmm.
All right, to round out the top couple of folks here in the ownership on DraftKings, we've got Andrew Wiggins, 33%. Franz Wagner gets tons of ownership always. He's 31%. Giddey at 30%. Michael Porter Jr., 29. Aaron Gordon, 29. Poole and Green and KCP are 27. Your man Wendell Carter Jr., 26. Poku, who had an outstanding game last time out, 26. Yeah. Kevon Looney, 1/4 of the field looking at Kevon Looney, which scratches my head. I guess the desperation $4,100 value play in trying to get to these some of these higher priced guys. Dort at 22. I'm surprised Bull's only 21. That's not bad.
No, that's not bad at all.
You're going to see the next guy, Suggs, is going to go way up. He's at 19 right now. That's going to change pretty quick.
For sure.
Your buddy Bones Highland still getting 17 off the bench percent ownership.
And yeah, Suggs is 5,700 though, so he's not like some great value on DraftKings.
He's not a giveaway by any stretch. All right, let's hit this first game and make it happen here. We've got game 1, Golden State Warriors and Orlando Magic. It is a 7 o'clock game, so we have a 7 o'clock and an 8 o'clock. So early bedtime for Crash. Oh, you got football. Never mind. You have football.
Yeah, I got football. Yep.
So no rest for the weary. Crash has been burning the candle at both ends lately, man. He's been busy. Right. Golden State's favored by 9. It's a 226 total. The second game is a 228 total, so pretty much doesn't really make any difference at all. Golden State's favored by 9 in this game. Denver's favored by 6.5 in the other game. So not a game, really have to worry much about the lines here. You do have very, very similar implied totals. 117.5 for Golden State, 108.5 for Orlando. In the second game, it's funny because it's a 228 total, 117.25 for Denver, so almost even with Golden State, and 110.75 for OKC, which is almost even with Orlando. So you've got, pretty much read them and weep there. They're gonna play, you got to play who you like. Warriors are 3-5, which is pretty shocking. Magic, like we said, are 1-7. DiVincenzo and Iguodala remain out for Golden State. Ross, Anthony, Fultz, Harris, Isaac, and Mo Wagner all out for Orlando, who has officially become sort of the favorite for the Wembanyama stakes here. So can you imagine adding him to Banchero and all these other youngsters, Suggs, Wagner? They're all like 20 years old.
Right.
Man,
that's crazy.
If they get Wembanyama, I'm gonna get an Orlando Magic hat and that's gonna be my second favorite team to the Mavs. I'm just telling you right now. All right, Crash, as far as pace goes, Golden State, second fastest in the NBA. So big pace up game for Orlando. Orlando's 18th, pace down game for Golden State. Defensively, like we said, Golden State, that's the big problem for them. We know Steve Kerr's defense is key. They've been in the top 3 the last 5 years, or 6 years, other than the year they went on the tank mode. And Orlando is right in the middle of the pack at 15th. So they're actually playing better defense, statistically speaking, than Golden State. So where are you going? We both like Klay Thompson as value. We know that. Where else are you looking in this game?
Like I said, I like Steph Curry. If the game stays close, but I'm leaning more towards SGA overall right now. On the Orlando side, not as crazy about Banchero, like I was saying. I like Wendell Carter Jr. and Bol, and I guess you could throw Jalen Suggs into the mix, but I kind of like Klay Thompson more, so I'm probably just going to go with Klay and maybe a Bol in this game, and maybe Wendell Carter if I can get to him, but it's pretty tough with the Joker.
Absolutely. To answer a few real quick questions over there, Okeke is a sleeper guy. I'm telling y'all, this is going to be a blowout, middle way, third quarter. If it blows out, Okeke, when he does get in there, he is a chuck and duck it guy. He's going to get his shots up. I don't think the way Golden State's played, I don't know if it blows out, though. I know half of Orlando's team is out, but I'm not sure. I mean, that would be a risky play. I mean, Okeke can be a difference maker, and he's a value play, especially in a GPP. So I don't think that's the worst call. KOS, as they call you. Suggs starting a good pivot to Klay. I like both of them. I like Suggs and Klay here. I mean, you got to find, if you're going to go like I am, probably either SGA and Joker or Curry and Joker, you got to find more than, one value. So I like both those guys. As far as the Wiggin Thompson thing, I prefer Thompson just because it's a massive salary save as compared to Wiggins. And yes, can you imagine, though, I would have gone nuts if it was the Sixers versus the Rockets tonight. We would have had all three sports, Houston and Philly. Yeah, that is funny, man. Yeah. That is crazy. I bet you everybody's going to be loading up on two game parlays, both Philly teams or both Houston teams. So that ought to be pretty cool. As far as I think here, for me, it's pretty simple. I'm going Klay with this narrative and the price and all of that stuff. Very seriously thinking about Curry as well. Haven't made the final decision on the Curry and SGA thing. Only one or the other is going to make my lineup, and I just have not been able to decide, and I'm going to keep working on that down to the wire here. But I think they're both great plays. Really don't like the rest of the Warriors very much. Just Wiggins, at 6'8", Draymond, I think 6K is actually too much for him, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I never roster Looney, just sort of against my better judgment. And then, the problem with Kerr and the Wes rotation, everybody likes to play pool, but it's 6'4". That's bothersome to me. Jermichael Green's getting good minutes. Weissman, Moody gets in there. Kuminga, just it's too muddied for me to build anybody else from the Golden State side. On the Orlando side, though, man, I went with the combo of Bol and Wendell Carter Jr. in that almost optimal lineup 2 nights ago, and that was really terrific. Banchero let me down here. Was it yesterday that they played? He just crushed me. So I'm a little sour on that, and he does get some Wiggins and Green defense, and they're both good. So I don't think I'm going to eat the 8-2 on Banchero, so he'll probably go nuts because I've given up on him this game. But I'd prefer to go back to where I've danced before, either with Bol or Wendell Carter Jr. The problem is both prices have come up. The days of getting Bol dirt cheap are over. He's 6'2" now, so that stings. I think probably my favorite play on the Orlando side is Suggs. I mean, he's going to have the ball in his hand. His assist ratio is going to go up. The other two, main guards for them are out, with Anthony and now Ross. So I think Suggs, he'll continue to get more and more chalky as we get closer to lock. He's my favorite play there, though, and probably pair him with either Bol or Carter. All right. Game 2, Denver Nuggets and Oklahoma City Thunder in OKC. It is an 8:00 game. Again, 228's the total. Denver's favored by 6.5, 117.25 implied for Denver, 110.75 for the Thunder. We've got injury-wise questionable tag on your man Bones Highland. Have you seen anything updated on him? Because he's certainly grabbing some ownership. Ish Smith
Yeah, it's
also
so questionable. Says
Yeah.
he may test some things out in the pregame before determining if he's ready to go.
Oh, great. So
Yeah.
good luck there. Ish Smith questionable. Colin Gillespie out. And then for OKC, Josh Giddey, I have listed as questionable. Any update on Mr. Giddey?
I think he's playing.
Because I think that was a real surprise the other day, man. He went from out to questionable to in within like 12 minutes. It was ridiculous. They also got fined for that. Did you see that?
I did not.
I love when the NBA does that. They fined him for the late Giddey news, and there was a couple other ones that popped up in the last 10 minutes before lock, and they fined these teams. So
yeah,
give us that 30 minutes, you stubborn NBA coaches. Get it out there. So yeah, I mean, Giddey's news is important. Does anybody else have anything from our friend Underdog or anybody else? Because that probably is the differentiator for me, Crash. I think if Giddey plays or is limited, it's going to tip it to SGA for me over Curry. If Giddey's a full 100% go, probably going to tip over to Curry from SGA. It's that close for me.
Okay. I'm looking right now.
Everybody else should be good for Oklahoma
He's
City.
projected to start.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the only thing I really see. I don't really see anything.
I mean, he played the other day. So,
right.
Or yesterday. Was it yesterday? The days
Tuesday.
run into each
Tuesday.
other, man.
It was Tuesday.
Okay. So why wouldn't he play? If they played him the other day and he had a day's rest, I think he's going to
play. Yeah.
I think he's going to play.
So you're saying you're going to play Curry now?
Not if I'm leaning that way. If Giddey's in, I think Giddey's going to be in. I hate to overreact. Like yesterday, my top play I talked about for 10 minutes was Darius Garland. That's all I talked about. And then halfway through the podcast, we get all this news. The coach says he's going to play in short spurts, this and, all that crap. The dude went ballistic. He played good minutes and he crushed it. And I was furious because everybody that listened to the podcast yesterday will tell you, and I hope they listened to it and didn't listen to the end and stuck with them because, that short spurts coach baloney Bickerstaff said scared me off of him. And I think maybe Giddey could be a great play today, though. The Q tag, people worried about it.
Yeah.
I mean, I almost wouldn't mind going Giddey here as opposed to SGA if I'm going to go with Curry. I think I can make it work with Suggs and a couple other values and Thompson.
Yeah. I think I'm going to stick with SGA, but I don't think it's a bad play either. So.
I mean, SGA's only led the slate in DFS points half the game so far this year. He's been absolutely phenomenal.
Now on DraftKings, I am going to have, Jokic. I'm gonna have, for me, it's Jokic, SGA, and then Curry. But I can definitely see why you would want to play Curry too over SGA.
Yeah. Suggs isn't in the same area code as Curry and SGA. Curry and SGA cost a fortune. Suggs is very much value. So I'm not going to pivot off Curry and SGA. I think you need one of them to back up the Joker personally in most builds. Now, if you want to fade them both in, take a shot in a GPP, I mean, you could go a different direction, but I really think that you need to have one of them, if not both. I mean, they both are projected terrific. I think they're possibly both, top 5 scorers on this slate. But again, salary, matters in DFS. I'd love to be able to recommend, the 5 highest priced guys, but it just ain't going to happen when you're building. Joe K, how you doing, man? Great to have you join us. As far as pace goes, Denver's 15th, Oklahoma City 6th. So they're playing way faster this year than they did last year. Denver's 23rd defensively, and the Oklahoma City Thunder, give it to Coach Daignault. they're fourth in the league in defense right now.
Yeah.
And they've won some games. They beat the Mavs the other day, man. I watched every minute of it. And as painful as it was, I love what he's doing with that team. I mean, maybe they find a way to get Wembanyama to add with Giddey and SGA. Oh my God.
Yeah.
That would be like having, 3 years down the road back to the like KD and Harden and
Westbrook.
Yeah. I don't know if you can get to that level, but close,
Right. Yeah.
So those are sort of the numbers, Crash. And I know this is a key game for you. I mean, Denver and Thunder are both 4-3. It's hard not to root for the Thunder, I swear. I mean, they win at all odds here all the time.
Right.
Super impressive to see where they're going to go. So what are you doing?
Like I said, Jokic is my top play on the slate. I don't mind Michael Porter Jr. at 6,500 and 22 on Yahoo. I think those are solid prices. Jamal Murray right now is in some of my lineups, not in all of them. KCP, I think, is a decent pivot from like a Suggs. And then on the Thunder, I like SGA. I like Lou Dort. And then you could probably get to either one of Pokashevsky or Bazley. I think they've both been getting minutes lately. So, those would probably be my like Pokashevsky and Bazley. Those are going to be the kind of plays that are probably going to separate you from this kind of slate. So,
what about JRE probably starting at center again?
Yeah, I looked at him too.
4K.
Yeah. I think I may go there because I guess my thought was if Pokashevsky, I mean, if JRE got in foul trouble, then Pokashevsky and Bazley would get some minutes, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, they're using some guys. I mean, I really like Jalen Williams a lot too. He's only 4.7. I mean, as far as rookies go, don't be surprised at the end of the year if this guy out of nowhere makes the first or at least second team all rookie NBA. He really is good. And I did not realize that in the draft, how good this guy is, but I'm super impressed with his play. It's just, it gets you get a little gun shy with SGA and Giddey out there to want to go Jalen Williams, but I really like him. There is a way. I'm looking right now, and I'm not saying to do it, but there is a way that you could go. And I didn't think it was possible, but I'm seeing a path that if you wanted to go stars and scrubs, major league stars and scrubs, you could go Joker, Curry, and SGA and go with some scrubs here. If you believe in a Kevon Looney or a JRE at 4K, a Poku at 4.6, who was 40 plus fantasy points, you're going to get an affordable Suggs. We're going to get an affordable Klay Thompson. I like Aaron Gordon today. He's 5'9". I haven't dialed him up all year. I like the matchup. I like power forwards against the Thunder because they play a little smaller with Dort at the 4. I just think Gordon's in a position here to grab some rebounds and, score some inside buckets. And he's sub 6K. So you could go there. KCP's another cheap guy. So, there are enough value plays here that you could go that route. Now, that's abandoning basically the mid-tier pricing guys. If some people are on Wiggins at 6.8 or Draymond at 6, Bull at 6.2 now is a stinking mid-price guy. So you got to reconsider that.
Right.
Junior's mid-priced at 7.4, Giddey at 7K, very tempting. So again, you've got multiple style builds here. Stars and scrubs is not out of play completely, though. You could go a few different directions. It's riskier, but you're going to get high ceilings with your top guys. Unfortunately, when you do that, though, you get lower floors with some of the other risky guys. But you can make a case for some of these cheaper guys. And like I say, Jalen Williams is right in that group for me at 4.7.
Yeah, I get that. I do get that.
But I'm with you, man. My pay up guy is the Joker. I know you can't get that information on any other DFS provider. Yeah. Crash and I's pay up player is the Joker. No one else is going to have it. Low owned. Just kidding.
Right.
I mean, it is just, take it and what it is. Let's talk briefly about what I call a chalk play that is just, you have to play with everybody else. It's a chalk blocker. And the reason I say that is if so much ownership goes their way, even if the guy has a disappointing game, you're not so far behind the rest of the field because everybody else is going to take that punch in the gut as well. So
right.
Just, when you get to that 55% ownership number that he's getting to in a few spots, it's almost a chalk blocker spot, because if he does have 80 and you don't have him, you might as well, go to watch the football game because you're done.
Right. Yeah. It's just like Giannis and, I guess it was Darius Garland last night. Jeez.
If you listen to the podcast yesterday, folks, that's just hilarious.
Yeah.
Did anybody jump in chat? Maybe it's one of these folks that jumped in late that remembers our December, the dog charity that we're doing for December. If you can put it in chat for us. The November chat, if you want to give us a super chat, it all goes to charity. November's is No Kids Hungry, and we would appreciate anything going in the till for that. Great call, Coach, on Garland. Earl, I ended up not playing him. I chickened out because of the short spurts shenanigans by Bickerstaff, but thank you, Earl. I do appreciate that. I tried to explain to everybody it was an eye. So he was in perfectly good physical condition. Can run all day, do whatever. So that's the part that made me really agitated. But Earl, if you played him, then it was worth me spending the first 10 minutes of the podcast on him and then fading him.
God. Coach, are you ready for our two brains lineup?
Let's do it. Two brains are better than one. Fanduel GPP. We are going to build one for you here live on the podcast. Let's just go ahead, and if it's okay, I don't know if I have the first pick or not, I'll just go ahead and take the Joker and get it over with and build everything else around that.
Okay.
So that makes it easy. By the way, I had to be the money saver yesterday with the other day with Deb. It wasn't yesterday. We didn't do one, but
yeah.
She was spending the dough like it was free salary.
I'll take Klay Thompson at 5,200 shooting guard.
Yep. That would have been a guy I played. Jalen Suggs, 5,300 point guard.
Okay.
All right, King of Smack, man. I love it. Yes.
What did he say?
King of Smack played all that talking into us, everybody yesterday on Garland. Everybody was fading him, and I was adamant about him. So King of Smack ended up playing him too. So you know what? I am so happy that it didn't go for naught, because I was right and I let the news influence me. So sometimes you got to listen to the news and it does save you from bad plays. Sometimes you just got to ignore it.
Yeah. All right. I guess I'm going to go with Pokashevsky. I just think that JRE is going to get in foul trouble.
All right, Poku. Your game is similar to Poku's, by the way. I've seen you play. That's your comp. Crash's comp on the floor is Alexei Pokachevsky. Let's see here. I'm going to look at
maybe when I was in high school and I was skinny like that. Yeah.
If you only had that 7-foot frame, you'd be all set.
Right.
All right. Are you ready for a wild one? This is what you would call a GPP. We're trying to take something down on a 2-game slate, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can you live with Jalen Williams at 3,600?
No, I can't. Is he shooting guard or small forward?
How about he's listed on FanDuel as a power forward?
I don't see it.
Did I not see him in the right
No,
spot?
I see him, but I don't see how he's a power forward.
I don't even know if he's going to start. So I'm not sure. I like him. I think he's more of a 2-3. Why they have him as a 4 on here, I have no idea.
I don't know if that's the right one, Coach.
You think it's the wrong one?
Yeah, I think there's another Jalen Williams because I remember seeing on DraftKings.
Let me see. Well, I know that he doesn't. There it is. He's 4,800 shooting guard.
Okay, because
wow, that's not on the same damn team. 2 Jalen Williams.
Because I was going to say that Jalen Williams that I saw there was the one that played at Arkansas, and I was like, oh, yeah, I remember him.
They have both guys with the same spelling. I don't think they spell it the same way.
I don't think they spell it the same way. I think it's Jalen for the one from Santa Clara.
Right. I think it's Jalin for the one I'm talking about. Well, you know what? At $4,800, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
I rescind my pick for the wrong Williams. I think that he's not a bad play, but
yeah, because the other one doesn't even have any stats. Like
the other one's not. He's like a two-way player. I don't know why he's listed just to confuse people like me.
Yeah.
But that $1,200 sinks the ship on that play. Sorry. All right, let's go. Let's go to plan B.
What about Baisley? Do you like him or no?
No. Small forward is awful. Good Lord. What are we going to do at small forward here? I don't know. We said we're fading Banchero. Wiggins is too expensive. So what are you stuck with? Porter, Wagner, or Dort?
Dort or KCP? I guess Dort. I don't know.
I don't like any of those plays. Can we take extra guys at a different position?
I wish.
Yeah. All right. Man, I'm stumped here. That threw me all into a confusion.
We can put Klay Thompson at small forward. That's one thing we can do. Let's do that because small forward is.
Yes. Let's take one of those dead spots at small forward with Klay. All right, so that opens up some more shooting guards. Dang. I guess I'm going to go with KCP.
At shooting guard?
I am 5,400. Okay. It saves a lot of money. It opens up whether we want to do SGA or Klay or Steph.
Yeah. And I'll do Jamal Murray at the other shooting guard. So that'll fill that out.
Okay.
That gives us 73.33 per player.
I guess I'll take
Banchero.
I'm going to take SGA.
Okay.
That gives us 5,600 for the last 2 spots.
So if I take Lou Dort and then
Lugan's Dort allows me 5,200 of power forward.
You can take your guy JRE.
That would give us three Thunder.
It's a GPP.
Oh my God, that'd be 4 Thunder. I can't do 4 Thunder. That's
we have.
I don't believe in 4-man stacks.
Anyway. No, I know. I get it. I do.
I don't like Baisley at all. Kevon Looney I can't do it. As soon as I played Looney like twice all last season, I think he had like 9 fantasy points. God, it's awful here.
It is.
I'm really not sure what to do. I mean, if I do like JRE, but if I took him, is there any way we could eliminate one of our other Thunder? I mean, I could stomach barely.
Yeah, if we went to Steph, that's about the only way I see it.
Okay, if we took out, I mean, it's tough on these 2-game slates. You don't have a lot of combinations that you can go to. So let me try something real quick. I have an idea. All right, so I'm getting closer. Let me think here. Man, the Thunder players are tempting. I mean, I'm even tempted with giddy.
Mm-hmm.
Just a second here. I'm close, Crash. Sorry, family, but this is a little bit of a head scratcher. I'm moving some things around. All right. Are you ready for this lineup, Crash?
I don't think so. No, I am.
All right. It would leave $400 on the table. Tell me if you agree with it. If you want to make a change, we'll make a change. We'd have Jalen Suggs and Stephen Curry at point.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan Poole and Jamal Murray at shooting guard. Klay Thompson and KCP at small forward.
Okay.
The dynamic Oklahoma City Thunder duo of power forwards. God help us. Pokachevsky and JRE.
And the Joker.
So that gives me a good feeling that we only have 2 Thunder. That gives us 3 Denver guys, 3 Golden State guys, and an Orlando. So that feels like a little bit better, spread of players.
Yeah.
Anything that you object to or want to change? The only change I see is if you wanted to go with Franz Wagner over Jordan Poole, we have the money to do it.
Mm-hmm. What was wrong with Poole in the last game? He just didn't play well?
Poole last game played 29 minutes, had 9 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists for 9. But 42, 38, 23, 25, 32, 24, 27 every game before this. So that could have been a complete anomaly.
Yeah.
Let's look at
I'm going to say it's an anomaly. I'm going to say it's an anomaly and trust Jordan Poole.
Franz had 39 last game. He only had 19 against Dallas, but they hold everybody down. Charlotte, he had 22. Cleveland, 37. 27, 30, 30, 27. That's close. That is close. Does anybody know in chat, was Poole dinged up? Was there any other odd reason why he sucks so bad? Oh, yeah, I forgot that I do like Aaron Gordon today, Crash.
Oh, okay.
I thank you so much, David. I missed that. Damn. All right, let me go back. This is really a shit show today, building this lineup. I apologize, but it's confusing. All right, Aaron Gordon's 59 though. So we really don't have the dough.
Unless we went from, we don't want to go back to Dort, I don't think. From Poole. Or KCP to Baisley. I mean, I don't know.
Let me see real quick here. Do you like Poku that much better than JRE? I mean, I'm okay with it if you do.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, so if we did go Aaron Gordon for JRE, we're still $100 off from Lugan's Dort. So that means we would have to go.
Oh yeah.
JRE. We could go JRE and Dort, and that would take us right on the penny.
Okay.
I mean, it's a GPP. So here we go. This is our final. Definitely a weird one, folks. I admit it, but that's how you win. Suggs, Curry, Dort, Murray, Thompson, Pope, JRE, Gordon, and the Joker. I think that sounds pretty good. So we used every nickel.
We did.
And that is the GPP. Two brains are better than one build. All right, I got to look in here real quick. Hoops Nostalgia Full Games. That's got to be somebody brand new. Love having you with us, man. And I love the name. Hoops Nostalgic Full Games. I wonder what that is. I'd love to check that out, man. Thank you so much I hope you're in here with us every day. Hoodat Nation, what's up, man? What is up? And you are right. I was on the wrong damn Jalen Williams, and it's not my fault. They spelled it wrong. On FanDuel, they have the same spelling. Yeah, I know it. It's in my age, you can't be messing with me that way. It's not great. Worst defense against centers. True. That is true. Does make Wendell Carter playable, but that mid-level pricing is also a little bit tough to get to. All right. I think that's it, man. You got anything else other than giving away the ticket?
That's it.
All right. And tomorrow, remember, it's 4:45, correct, Crash?
No. I think tomorrow it's 2 p.m. Eastern.
I'm going to check right now. You're right. All right. Everybody, 2 p.m. Eastern is the podcast tomorrow. And it's a special appearance of the duo of Crash and Deb. So we should have the most views in the history of our podcasting is what I'm expecting with the two superstars. Just posted it in there. 2 p.m. tomorrow. There's like a million games with tons of news all over the place. Join Crash and Deb tomorrow for that one. I'll be with you on the weekend for sure. And we'll get after it then. Really do appreciate that. The winner of the ticket, and if I call your name, jump on Twitter at DFS Coach Talk, DM me your PayPal email, and you can use that for a ticket on DraftKings, Fanduel, or Yahoo if you prefer. Really, any of them. All right, the winner, Charlie Leonard. So it's a newbie, somewhat newbie. Charlie Leonard. This is my first time tuning in. Big DraftKings fan. Wow. First time.
Wow.
The dude wins.
Awesome.
That really says something. So Charlie, what we do here is we give away tickets all the time. We give away like $5 ticket. It's no big deal, but it's a free play, and you can win a bunch of money with it. So just go to at DFS Coach Talk, DM me your PayPal email. We'll get that $5 over. You plop it right on DraftKings, FanDuel, Yahoo. Hit that $5, maybe single entry. We like single entries here, and take something big down and just let us know about it. So welcome to the family, Charlie, and congratulations. First time out, beginner's luck winner on the deal here. I love it. Bull out. What's that do? Oh, David, is that news that just broke? Bull out. So it looks like Suggs, Wagner, Banchero, Carter. I think it gives them an uptick. Who is projected for the other starter is going to be the question.
Bull's out.
He just said that, so I'm hoping that's the case.
Okay, let's see.
Let's get a confirmation on it. That would elevate somebody into the starting lineup like Okeke or Hampton. It would bring one of those guys into play as value, or it would make the main plays from Orlando even stronger. It does make me like Suggs even more.
I don't see that anywhere.
All right, Super Earl Tyson. Where did you see it, man? We need confirmation before we check out here because that will affect some. Bull is in the lineup. DK got a green check. Green check mark doesn't need diddly dupe. Don't ever look at the check marks, guys. You want to check out the beat writer stuff, get on Twitter, Underdogs.
Yeah, it's confirmed. It's confirmed that Bull's starting. I can see it here.
Yeah, but that is
not DraftKings. I'm not looking at DraftKings. I'm looking somewhere else. Yeah.
Do we have a piece of fake news? Uh-oh. I'm going to have to get out the gloves, Mr. Mike Tyson. No fake news here. Where are you, Earl?
Oh, yeah.
Darius Rucker did not see it either. So either Mr. Earl Tyson has the scoop of the century or we've got some shaky news. Well, I'll say this much. If he's in, he's still very playable, but his price isn't as great as it was. If he's out, upgrade the starters and then keep an eye out for probably either Okeke or Hampton, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much where that would go.
If Bull was out, I would roll with Okeke. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, my friends. Congratulations to our new member there. nice win for him and for all of our members. Great group in here today. Appreciate all of you. Again, we'd love to have you as part of the Coach Talk family, dfscoachtalk.com. We did hardly ever ask for any thumbs up today, which is my mistake. And we don't have that many thumbs up. So again, my mistake. On the way out, if you're still with us, hit that thumbs up on YouTube. It helps us move up the algorithm, and that really is important to us. And if you are on Twitter, like and retweet. We appreciate it. Crash, we somehow went an hour plus on 2 games.
2 games. Yeah.
That's like Deb and I territory right there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, my friends, so much for a fast pod today. Great stuff. Hopefully it helps all of you take down some big ones. Enjoy this 2-gamer. Enjoy the football game. Definitely tune in 1 hour, less than an hour, 55 minutes from now. You're going to have the venerable Crash Davis and Stephen Miller Time Miller. They are going to break down the Thursday night football game for you. Definitely tune in there and make sure and give them some support. And 2 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, a new time just for tomorrow, because I am on the move and it'll be Crash and Deb. We appreciate all of you. We hope you have some big winners tonight. Share them in Twitter at DFS Coach Talk so we can show you some love. And the Crash and Deb will be back again tomorrow when they look to crush it in NBA DFS, and tune in Discord for Boom Fantasy as well.